On this episode, we're recapping a fun, music-filled weekend with Garden Rock's dining packages, Blue October concerts, a stay at All-Star Music, and plenty of food and friends around Walt Disney World. Today's March 17th, 2026, and this is episode 855 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts. Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I'm your host, Jeremy Stein, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey guys!
If you want to be part of the community and join the conversation, get the latest theme park news, as well as live streams from the parks and resorts, head to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join.
Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic, and on TikTok at MSM Podcast.
Planning a trip to Disneyland or Walt Disney World can be overwhelming and at times just downright frustrating. But don't worry, because Mouse Dining removes the frustration of booking Disney dining reservations, alerting you when they spot availability for your desired restaurant, date, meal, and time. Visit msmfriends.com to use this free service.
And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday.
Are you ready for your bucket list trip? Our trusted partner, MEI Travel, will handle the planning so you can focus on the memories. They offer free vacation planning services and have nearly 20 years of experience creating memorable vacations. Visit mainstmagic.com/travel for a fee-free, no-obligation quote today.
Well, we're back home in the studio. I hope last episode y'all enjoyed. But now we are going to talk about all of the rest of the weekend that we did.
Yeah, so if you go back to last episode, 854, we did our live reviews around Flower and Garden at EPCOT. We took John Self's 8 dishes, best and worst.
Yep.
And without knowing what he thought of the best and worst, we tried them all and then gave our live reactions. So I think it ended up 3 of ours matched up with 3 of his best and worst. I think there was only one that was like flip-flopped.
Okay.
So I believe he had the arancini in the worst list.
Really? Okay.
Where we had it in the best, and then there was something else that was flip-flopped, but we were pretty close.
Nice.
So we are excited. It's going to probably be a little bit till we get back down there to try some more festival foods, but as soon as we do, of course, we'll report on them. But let's just talk about 3 more items technically that are here only for the festival. And let's start off with one of the Joffrey specialty drinks. I'll let you talk all about this one because I did not get one. I got a standard caramel something or other. So why don't you cover this one?
So they have a very berry matcha latte. So this is milk, strawberry syrup, and matcha topped with whipped cream. Of course, it's non-alcoholic. You can get spirited versions, but it's only $7.19. But I was wanting some more coffee, and I actually asked if this has caffeine in it because I don't know. And the guy kind of said just a little bit. And I thought, I'm going to be brave, and I'm going to throw a shot of espresso in there. Mm-hmm. And so I did. And I was actually pleasantly surprised. I enjoyed it very much. I don't know if it made it better. I saw some people, I saw some TikToks or whatever they call them, reels that some girl tried everything. And I think she put this at like a 5 or 6 out of 10. The Dubai chocolate one that was over by Canada apparently is like a 9 out of 10 or something. Yeah. But this one, so I actually really enjoyed it. It was not pretty. Because
it was until you added espresso.
Yeah,
because we saw a lot of people ordering this weekend.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people walking around, and it is a beautiful green matcha color. Uh-huh. But when you add the espresso, it looks like matcha with mud. I mean, really, right? It turned a green muddy color, so it was not pretty.
It was not.
Yeah,
but it was good.
Well, good.
And I enjoyed it. So, is it something I would get again? Probably not, because I didn't love it. But I like to try.
Though, of the matcha and the berry, or did the espresso
strawberry
overpower
for
those?
sure?
You did?
So
okay.
I felt like it was basically like a strawberry, covered like, I don't know. It was good. Like the strawberry stood out the notes most.
Okay.
And then of course the coffee. Matcha, I don't know if matcha has a strong taste, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't.
For me, it tastes like, I always say it tastes like yard clippings. I mean, it has a grassy
Okay, I don't ever feel like I taste that. But anyway.
I think you would have noticed it if it had been there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so maybe if I wouldn't have gotten
the espresso
shot,
equaled it out or overpowered it.
Anyways, I liked it.
Well, good. Well, I'll let you also handle the next 2 items that are part of Flower and Garden. We didn't include them in our 8 because they weren't on that list. These were things separate that we did get. Sweet treats, maybe. I guess the first one's a breakfast item, kind of.
Yeah, and that is from the Norway beer cart, the lemon bolle. So this is a cardamom bun filled with lemon curd and meringue for $5.49. So it was super funny because I guess I talked to somebody else that had it and she explained it the best. So I'm going to take her explanation and run with it. I think we expected more of like a sweeter bread, but it was more just like bread, which is still good. It's a good bread. But it was not. So somebody else was going to go get it. And I suggested to actually don't take a first bite, but kind of break it in half to try to get a bite with some type of lemon meringue and curd each bite.
Yeah. You could probably fork and knife this thing, honestly.
You probably could.
Because as soon as you cut it in half or rip it in half, like you're saying, the filling is going to come out, but it's really centralized. And again, this is like the hazelnut one.
Yes.
This is the hazelnut one. It's just with the lemon flavors and the meringue, that they had at Festival of the Arts. And we found the same issue. But I feel like when you only ate the bread of the hazelnut one, it was a sweeter bread. But it is the same
Are you sure?
bread.
Okay.
Yeah, it's that same cardamom bun.
Okay.
So,
but it was, I
don't know.
Now, listen, everybody, I actually love lemon. Love it. And with all this being said, like I literally have lemon juice every single morning with my first water because I drink collagen. So I really, really liked this. I would definitely get it again. It was so refreshing. It was so, to me, like what Flower and Garden is made of. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, it was super fresh. It's perfect for Flower and Garden. I don't love overly lemon desserts, so I didn't love it. But I can say, if you're someone that does, you would love this. The meringue was still good. The lemon curd inside was great. Again, it was just too much lemon for me personally, but that didn't make it a bad dish. It's just, if that's not your thing, like if you're not someone that, enjoys lemon bars and lemon heads and things that are lemony, it might be too much for you. But if you do love those things, I think you would absolutely love this. And it is a really good, we did this with the hazelnut one, right? Now this time we stopped and we videoed it, so we didn't get right into Frozen Ever After line, but it's right there now at that Norway beer cart. That is, they built that permanent kind of kiosk. And this is a great thing to grab and then eat while you're in line waiting for Frozen Ever After, which we did do, though, afterwards.
Yes.
How did you feel about the projection faces being gone? This is the first time we got a chance to ride it.
That was amazing.
With the new animatronic heads.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
So great. Thank you, Disney.
It's so much better.
Thank you.
Those faces are great. Now, you do still have some projections. You have the eyes in Sven and Olaf, and you do have the trolls.
Yes.
But I'm kind of surprised they didn't switch out the trolls for animatronic, right? Regular ones like they did the other ones. But
I feel like
the projections actually work really, really well on their faces. So I don't think there's
that'd
a
be
need.
hard.
Yeah, it probably
because
would
they
be a
are
bit harder.
supposed to be rocks.
Yes.
And then they roll out of that into like little trolls. So
right, but
but
the faces, I think, are almost served well because you don't get the different weird skin tones. You get the same rock tone, I guess. Like and then the expressions, I feel like, are easier to create than they could with the animatronic faces, like they did with the rest of the characters. But yeah, they look so good.
They did.
It's perfect. Like this is what it should have been all along.
100%.
So I'm really glad that they made this change.
We had one more.
Oh yes,
from
one more
Sunshine
lemony
Seasons.
Lemon.
They had a Mickey shaped lemon violet macaroon for $6.29. So it was a pretty good size that they make now. And again, Jeremy ate an ear. I ate the rest of it. I really, really liked it. It was nice because the lemon violet, I guess I didn't really taste as much, which is good because it just tasted like lemon.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was very good.
Yeah, I didn't dislike this one. It wasn't nearly as lemony as that bolle. But again, I'm just not big on lemon desserts. But I think they do these macaroons really, really well.
Yeah, they do.
I love the contrast of the filling to the chewy kind of exterior cookie, whatever they call it in a macaroon. Like, so I think they do them wonderfully. Again, just not my thing. But I like the portion size. $6.49 or $6.29 is a lot, though. I feel like.
Yeah, but do you know how to make macaroons?
It's a lot of work, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
We've had them. We've done it before.
We have.
And how big they are?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm gonna say
that's a good price.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, again, they may have machines.
They're all expensive.
It's
not like it's any more expensive than any other one.
Right.
I'm just thinking of your value ratio.
Right.
I think, for example, both this and that lemon bolle are snack eligible. Now, I probably wouldn't maybe use a snack credit on either of these.
Correct.
Because they're not very expensive. Right. You want to get maybe that $7-8 mark. But when you consider that lemon bolle, just from a value perspective, because when it's coming to you and you're eating it, are most people thinking of what it took to make it? No. You know what I mean? People aren't thinking, well, macaroon takes longer and is harder to make than this bolle. They're not thinking about that. They're thinking of portion size and flavor.
But this macaroon is very large.
It is, but when you think that the bolle is $5.49 and you could easily split amongst probably two people for a good snack for breakfast, the macaroon is so much smaller. That's all I'm thinking. That's when I try and think of the value in that. Like if you had $7 in your pocket, I feel like your value goes a lot further getting the bolle, and you're still going to have change.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or if you were going to use a snack credit, you'd be better off using it for the bolle instead.
Well, not really.
You shouldn't use a snack credit, but what I'm saying, but again, I'm saying what you're getting, because at that point, your value's already spent on the snack credit.
Okay.
So yes, you should not use it, and technically it's not a good value because it is a less expensive dish.
Right.
But it is a much larger portion size. That's kind of what I was getting at. So, all right, before we dive into a lot of food and some concert talk, we were back on property, staying at a Disney resort, first time since end of November.
Yep.
Where did we stay? How'd it feel to be back?
All-Star Music.
Yeah.
It felt wonderful.
Let me say this real quick so I don't forget. Sorry to interrupt. Amy, our incredible travel advisor with MEI Travel, we were originally going down just Friday to Sunday to check out Blue October and Garden Rocks. And a couple weeks ago, I was like, well, shoot, we really don't have time to do Flower and Garden. Let's go down Thursday. Mm-hmm. There was nothing available on property to match up with this date. We ended up booking one of the off-property places on Palm Parkway. And then the morning before on Wednesday, I think you just happened to look and just said, hey, All-Star is available for Thursday night. So we immediately contacted Amy. She was not able to immediately book and combine the reservation, so she booked one for us Thursday night. We still had our Friday, Saturday. And then not long after, she messaged me and said, hey, I placed a call to Disney, and I got your reservations combined. You're not going to have to worry about moving rooms. You don't have to worry about talking to them when you get there, about staying in the same room. Everything is situated. Here's the balance you owe when you get there. Stress-free. Yeah. So easy when we showed up. So again, this is a reason you use a travel advisor like Amy with MEI Travel. Yes. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Go ahead, please. Sorry.
No, it's fine. But it was funny because when we got to our room, because our room was not ready, so obviously we went over to Flower and Garden and started. But it was supposed to rain that day, and we were going to City Works for dinner. So we wanted to get over back to the room before A, rain, and B, so then we weren't coming home at like 10 o'clock getting into our room. So I will say, they told us a push notification or your room's ready, and it told us our number. We were the first floor. We were kind of excited. And I earlier, so we were going to ride Living with the Land. And I was like, I'm excited. We're going to have I'm just excited to be back on property. And I was like, and we'll have one bed.
Yeah.
This is going to be fun.
Yeah. I said, this is going to be fun. I was like, what do you, I don't like, it was just funny. Like we're just going to get in the room and just be like, this is so fun. Like, this is fun in this room.
But I was like, we just get this bed. We don't have to worry about pulling the other one down and we'll have a table. And it was so funny because we go and we unlock our room with our magic band and open the door, and it is an ADA room, but it is a king bed.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, we really do only get one bed. And then we did go ahead and stay because of the nice king bed. I think if we would have been elsewhere at a different resort, we probably would have asked for a different room because it's just so everything. I feel like I'm a large person in it.
Everything's low to the ground,
which is great.
Yeah, I mean, they're wonderful rooms. They're wonderful. If
large.
If these are something that you need, they're wonderful for that. But everything is so low to the ground. The bathroom setup is different, and so again, it's just one of those things. Like, we would prefer to just be in a regular room. It didn't really matter. Honestly,
as busy as it was, I was very, very surprised that they didn't have somebody that needed it.
I know.
And we were like, well, we get the king bed. It's going to be great. So we just stayed in it, and it was great. And it was really I don't know if it was just colder than normal, but I feel like it was because that air got really cold.
So
it was
cold.
Amazing.
It was so nice.
I had to ask for another blanket. The first night I slept, and I was like, okay, I slept fine, but I felt like I was cold all night long. So I asked for an extra blanket through, I said, hey, Disney.
Yeah, if you're not worried about the CIA spying on you, just keep Hey Disney plugged in, and you can go and order.
Oh,
ours is listening right now, as you can probably heard over the mics there. But so it is wonderful because you can go up and easily request whatever items you need, and then they'll bring them right to your door instead of having to pick up the phone and call and all that. So we actually,
or you can touch it, which was really cool too, because I did say the word.
Yeah.
Because I forgot I do pay for it because
we have it installed.
Have an alarm
on our Alexa
every single morning that I say that, and I say wake me up to a 7:15 or 7 a.m. depending on the alarm, and it's super great because I have sometimes I have Stitch waking me up.
Yeah,
I absolutely.
It's always different character voices every morning and stuff, so it's definitely fun.
It keeps me from usually getting annoyed. I'm like, oh, now with this stupid time change, I do hate it because it's so dark. The other morning, I was like, what is that noise? Because first the character will wake you up, but then it will alarm.
Yeah, it does like a noise
and it's
sound.
Just an alarm sound.
Yep.
But it was super funny because I was like, what is that? And I take my eye mask off and I look at the clock and it's 7:02. I was like, that daggum alarm's been going on for 2 minutes. But anyways, all right, moving on.
Yeah. So we love the All-Stars. Yes. It felt so good to be back on property.
Yes, it did.
There was cheer competitions going on this weekend. So of course, many of them are All-Stars. Disney, I'm sure they've done this for a while, but we noticed A-frame signs that were out and about that are not normally there all the time, saying, hey, here are the quiet hours, but we, here's the thing. I think a lot of people get annoyed with these groups, and it is understandable.
100%.
I don't know that we do as much. I mean, for us now, I think it's fun, and maybe that's because we don't have our kids coming with us all the time anymore. So it's just, I think it's neat to see them there and enjoying it. And
100%.
We're hearing, I think this morning behind us, or was it last night? Whenever it was, we were walking at one point, and there were some kids behind us, and they're like, "Do we have a curfew tonight? Oh, we don't have to set an alarm for the morning."
Yeah,
I don't know. It's
that
just
was
neat.
last
and I
night.
And then I'll skip ahead a little bit. We were getting on the bus Saturday morning to head to Magic Kingdom because we were going to grab some coffee and then go and basically then just take the monorail over to Epcot.
Right.
And Ron and I run up and we get on the bus and it's just the two of us and it's just the two of us and it's just the two of us and we're like, we're going to be king of the bus. We're going to have a bus to ourselves at 8:30 in the morning. This is amazing. And then a high school group came. And I don't know how many people they put on these buses. Let's just say it's 80. there were 78 high school kids.
Yes.
Let's say this. There were 76 high school kids, maybe 2 adult chaperones,
Yeah.
and then the 2 of us.
Yeah.
But
100%.
again,
It was funny.
they're a little loud. They're a little rambunctious. It's 9:00 in the morning. They're going to Magic Kingdom on their spring break or high school trip. It's just, for me, it's neat to watch. You know, we watched one of the chaperones hand a girl who maybe was in charge of a smaller group, a gift card, said, "This is for your lunches and dinners." And, it's just, I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. So then we'll go back. So Magic Kingdom we went, and we got off the bus, which was amazing, at the front of Magic Kingdom, because for the past several months we have been driving there.
Yeah.
Right? So we've been driving and parking and tramming or walking and then monorailing or boating, so it was so nice to get off of a bus.
Yeah, it was.
And walk up. But it's like 9:00, so regular park opening while we're getting off the bus, and we look to the left and the ferry's about to let off. And the monorail's letting off. So we're like, all right, let's just double step it and get ahead of this group. I'm like, because, the Main Street Bakery and getting a Starbucks coffee is already going to be insane. If we get behind these monorail and ferry boat people, it's going to be even crazier. How on point was I?
Yeah, I mean,
None.
Oh,
Yeah, talking about once we got to the coffee, got to Starbucks.
You're so confusing me because now we're totally on another day and we skipped completely over.
Yeah, we're going to go back.
Okay.
Yeah. You met me, right? That's how this thing up here works.
Yeah, but you actually wrote notes and
I
I'm
did.
paying attention and now I'm like, okay. Yes, we did. And then I was so focused on the whole reason we were going was not only for coffee, but to see the actual, I forgot about it. So actually we were trying to stay on the sidewalk because they had the Dapper Dan singing, I think, and then a train, or not a train, a bus. Just a big to-do going down center of, and I was watching Jeremy, was like, where is he going? And then he kind of goes, it looks a little plain. I go, oh, that's right, the castle. I like it.
I think they're still working on some stuff. And I know they're going back to really like the true colors, the Cinderella Castle colors.
It's still a large, gorgeous, beautiful castle.
Of course. I guess I'll be interested to see when it's fully done, because I do think they're still doing some work. But now it didn't help. We had a bland, overcast day.
Yes, we did.
So the color of the grays in the castle really blended in with the grays in the sky.
Yeah.
But to me, the gold accents don't pop. The blue doesn't pop. I don't know. I didn't love it, but it doesn't matter what I think. Plenty of people do love it. But I put it out on Twitter, and there are a lot of people that think it looks bland. I didn't have a problem with the pink, honestly.
Right.
And I know that's not traditional. I know that's not what Cinderella Castle looked like. But we're in a theme park. It's okay.
Well, and I think, too, I hate to say it like this, but I also think, she's a girl. Maybe she wanted her castle pink. Maybe
you paint your house sometimes different colors. So
anyways,
it could have. But we get to Starbucks.
So we do. We get to Starbucks, and I think this is the first time I've ever seen. There was nobody in line. When I say nobody, we literally walked straight up, and the only reason we stopped is, first of all, I was like, holy crap, there's nobody in front of us. I'm trying to pull up my app, my Starbucks app. And A, to make sure there's money. B, because I figured it'd be easier to show them a previous order instead of trying to speak it and then just let them read it, because they can write all their little things.
And my order's
write.
crazy.
Yeah.
My order's ridiculous.
In fact, the sweet cast member looked and said, oh, this is going to be sweet, but okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, mm-hmm. And I said, I just want a shaken espresso with salted caramel cold foam. Thank you very much.
Mine's got this and this
oh
and
my
this
God.
and decaf and protein.
So ridiculous
vanilla
that
powder and then banana
it's
foam
ridiculous.
with the caramel crunch topping, and it's ridiculous. I feel bad when I order it because I'm sure the baristas look at me and who is this guy? This is stupid.
No, they just think, oh my God, this guy is going to die of sugar and diabetes or something.
Okay.
It's so much sweet.
It's a lot of sweet. I don't like coffee.
Anyway.
So I get coffee and then I make it not taste like coffee.
Okay. So it was just funny because that's where we were in line. Literally and they waved us over, and I was like, and then she could take the Starbucks app, which was super awesome. But yeah, there was no line. Then we got our coffee and went to Gaston's.
Yep.
And then got the creme brulee croissant.
Oh, I love that
I do
thing.
believe they have changed it. Somebody must have complained because ours was literally overflowing.
Yeah.
Like with creme brulee, like I guess
Yeah,
pudding,
the filling.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It's so
It was
good.
very good.
Yeah.
But it was just so much where
Yes.
I was like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, I love this thing though. I mean, the croissant part on the outside is like is sticky and slightly sweet, but it's flaky. The creme brulee filling is so good. And then before we go and we hop back to City Works, be nice to cast members. Don't be that guy in front of us as we were waiting to enter Gaston's. It just people just amaze me sometimes, and so we don't need to get into it, but just don't be the guy. You know, be nice to cast members. Okay, Thursday night, I wanted to head somewhere to watch the Duke game, the ACC tournament. We wanted to meet up with our friends Jeremy and Emily.
Yes.
And so we're like, hey, you know, let's go somewhere. It's going to be Disney Springs. There's not a lot of places to watch a game. Jeremy went ahead. He grabbed us a dining reservation to City Works. So that's where we went. We had 3 items that we have never had there before.
Yeah.
We've always had great experiences at City Works. You know,
Yep.
John dines there a lot. He gets invited to when they release the new Chef Select menus and things like that. So you can find a lot of reviews from John, both out on mainstmagic.com as well as our YouTube channel. But we've always had great experiences there. Do you want to talk about what we had at City Works?
Yeah. Well, it was sad because they have a lot of non-alcoholic stuff and mocktails and whatnot and beers. 2 beers that we wanted, they actually did not have anymore, but we did just get the hazy IPA, right?
Yeah, the Athletic Brewing Company.
So that was good.
Alcoholic ones are good.
Yeah, but we did get the crab ragoon mozzarella sticks. This is $15.95. This is crab, shrimp, cream cheese, green onions, garlic, mozzarella, panko breading, sesame seeds, and firecracker sauce. This was really, really good and surprising. I don't feel like I got crab taste as much as I expected to, but it still was really good. I don't know how else to explain it.
Yeah.
It was a really good mozzarella stick. I would get it again. I don't know how else to explain it.
Yeah, I think,
Crispy.
If anything, I think it definitely had notes of seafood, but probably more on the shrimp side. I did not get a lot of the crab flavor, but they're creamy. You get the mozzarella.
It was more like a crab dip
Stick.
in a stick.
Yeah, it was like fried crab dip or fried
There
seafood
you go.
dip, I would call it.
There you go.
Yeah, like I think if you call this a seafood Rangoon mozzarella stick, it's just not a pretty name.
Because then I was thinking of and then I was thinking of like the pool of the mozzarella stick and cheese, and not really. And then the more I got to thinking and trying to explain, that is the best explanation. They took a seafood dip that you would eat chips with. They somehow rolled it up and put it in and they fried it to make it a stick. It was very good.
I really like these.
Yep.
I would definitely get these again. They're
100%.
hearty.
100%.
I think there were 5 of them, and they are bigger than kind of your average mozzarella stick that you would get. And then my test a lot of times for something like this is, it comes with this firecracker dipping sauce. Is it good without it?
Yeah, and it
yes,
was.
It is.
Yep.
Is it good with it?
Yep, 100%.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I like when something like that can stand on its own.
Yeah.
And it did. I ate half of the ones that I had, half of the bites without the dip, and half of them with it.
Yeah.
And both are excellent. I don't think one's better than the other. It might just end up being your preference, but this is a really good appetizer. And with the 5 sticks, we hadn't eaten in quite some time, and we had only eaten those 8 dishes that we split around World Showcase.
Yeah.
So we're kind of hungry, but this is when you order for a table of 4 or 5 people. You each have one, and you go about your entree. So I like it. I'll get these again when we go back there
100%.
sometime. All right. I'll talk about what I got. I didn't know what to get because they're, it's a thing. I think City Works to me is also a go-to because it has something for everyone.
Okay.
It has burgers. It
Yeah.
has sandwiches. It has wings. It has pizzas. It has salads. It has crazy concoctions like crab rangoon mozzarella sticks. So, I think it's one of those, like, what are you in the mood for? I want pizza. Well, I want a burger. Okay, let's go to CityWorks.
Right.
They have barbecue items.
Right.
So it's something for everyone. I ended up landing on the classic sliders because I didn't really know what I wanted. Because there are a lot of good options. And I was just there a couple weeks ago and got tacos, the brisket tacos, which I enjoyed. So I was like, I'll get the classic sliders for $17.45. These are beef patties, house smoked candied thick cut bacon, yellow cheddar, shredded iceberg, vine ripened tomato, red onion, and mini brioche buns. My favorite thing about these is everything on the menu is what the burger is. There are no surprises.
Yeah, we asked if there would be pickles, and he said no, which was great. And how many were there?
3 of them.
Okay.
Like we went to Splitsville the one time and their description was just like this.
And then it came
out with a burger sauce on it that tasted like mustard. And I'm like, oh, this wasn't on the menu. I don't think it should be on the item. So I love that. My only issue with this, but it's on a shareables, it's meant as like an appetizer, not an entree, is I had to order fries extra and pay for them because it's not like it comes with a side.
Right.
So $18 for 3 sliders. That's $8 a slider. They were delicious though. Like this is a perfect standard classic like American backyard burger. Okay. The little patties were cooked well, but they were still tender. The buns are soft and delicious. Cheese, thick cut bacon was outstanding on it. I would easily get these again.
Nice.
You're going to pay a little extra to pair them with those fries. But you're probably going to pay, I don't have the whole menu in front of me, you're probably going to pay $24 or $25 for a regular burger that comes with fries. Yeah. So at this point, you're at about the same price. So I really enjoyed them, and I would definitely get these again as an entree.
Nice.
What did you get?
Well, as Jeremy said, I was like, there's so many things, and I was looking, and I was like, I don't know. And I see the steak salad. This is grilled New York strip steak, artisanal greens, red onion, grape tomatoes, grilled marinated broccoli, cucumbers, blue cheese, crumbles, avocado, and red wine vinaigrette. And I was like, you know what? That sounds fantastic. So that is what I ordered. The guy actually asked me how I wanted my steak cooked.
Yeah, which is great.
So yes, it was. So I said, medium, please. And this was fantastic. Like Cobb salad, fantastic. I will go back here to specifically get this salad. Wow. Because I think it was just everything together. Like the salad was fantastic. The blue cheese crumbles, the avocado, the red wine vinaigrette worked really well with it. I don't know what kind of brand or whatever it was, but yeah, it was just
they scratch make most of their food.
It was just
probably
fantastic.
A house-made dressing.
It was fantastic.
Yeah. Was the steak prepared properly?
It was. Of course, there's some pieces. I mean, again, it's a steak salad. It's grilled New York strip steak. You can't get too particular, basically. Yeah. But I did cut it up. There was one fatty piece. I like fat. Sometimes I do like to chew, but I put it in my mouth and was like, nope, and put it back out.
And put it on my plate.
I did.
Right next to my burger.
But you had room. I had nowhere to put mine.
What am I supposed to do with this? What am I, a baby bird? You're chewing up my food now? What's so funny? You just flopped it right on. It's not like my plate was empty. I think I still had. Like, I hadn't even dove into the burgers yet.
Room.
I know. I did. I just found it so funny.
I did not.
And I could tell, too. I was going to ask you if you had chewed it up first, but I didn't need to because I could see that it had entered your mouth and your teeth had done some work on it. So.
To be fair, though, too, it was already a funny looking piece before I put it in my mouth. That's why I was like, ooh, this. But I think it was literally just fat and gristle. Like sometimes, you get some fat with your steak bite. And
it's good.
It's a dry. Yeah.
It kind of melts into it. I think
this was just not.
Some of the gristle,
It's fine.
Well, thank you for placing it in front of my face for my entire meal. I appreciate that.
We were all talking.
We were. You
didn't notice it.
No, I only noticed at the corner of my eye. I really didn't care, obviously. But I just, as you were bringing it up, I was like, I gotta say something because it was funny. But yeah, we had a wonderful night, wonderful company.
Yes,
with Jeremy
dinner was
and Emily.
wonderful. Thank you so much, Jeremy and Emily. This was really fun. And then after that, we went over to Salt and Straw.
No.
Well, yeah,
We
because earlier we went to Gideon. Excuse me, my bad.
Summer House.
Summer House cookies. Because Rachel, thank you very much, had to get the banana tie, and Jeremy forgot about that. And then she told him, and then he was like, "Well, I need it now." So then we went, and I was like, "Dadgummit!" So we ended up getting 6 cookies.
Of course we did.
2 banana ties for the entire weekend. This was actually Thursday.
Yes.
So we still had the entire Thursday night, Friday, all day, Saturday. So I was like,
and we have a bag full still of partially eaten cookies.
I just started to say they're not really a bag full. But anyways, we were going to be able to eat on them all weekend. So then we went to Salt and Straw.
I get the banana tie cookie
for dinner.
For me
dessert.
personally, is the best cookie at Disney Springs that I've had.
Yeah, it is really good.
It might be the best cookie that I've personally ever had. I love that thing.
We never went back because Rachel also told us that shockingly, Earl of Sandwich has some really good cookies.
Yeah.
So
Like a cookie display case.
Mm-hmm. So we're gonna go back and get some, and we're gonna report back on that for you.
sure.
But so we went to Salt and Straw to get dessert because we left City Works not wanting dessert because obviously Salt and Straw was right there. And I went ahead, instead of getting a whole entire waffle cone, I went ahead and just got a 1 scoop and a cup of the pots of golden rainbows, and of course it was good.
Love it, like Lucky Charms,
Yep.
right? Yeah.
Pretty much.
I got the peanut butter chocolate puff one that I got last time because I love it. But I did try, as I said, I got a taste of the Concord grape nut
nuts.
crumble, whatever they call it. I loved grape nuts growing up. I always remember eating them as a kid and and thinking they were just for old people, right? Be like they were supposed to help make you poo or something correctly. Wasn't that their point?
I don't know.
Like, wasn't it like a brand type?
Do you think
thing?
they still have them? I think they still do. We
Do
should
they?
get some.
Yeah, like I feel like it was one of those brand cereals that was made like for older people in their colon. And so I was like, but I used to love them, and I almost felt bad eating them. I was like, what are the old people going to eat? And my colon was great. So I did taste it, and man, it just amazes me the way that they can take these flavors and put them into an ice cream and make it work. You know, and so
Why did you not get it?
So here's the thing with Salt and Straw. There is a lot of stuff they have that I really like. I just don't want an entire scoop or portion of it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That makes
sense. So
sense.
like if I had gotten it, I probably would have gotten 1 scoop in a cup, you know, instead of getting a waffle cone and all that. And so, but it was good. And I think if you like grape nuts, you would like it. I'm not huge on grape flavored things in general. Like same way, like bananas and banana flavoring are different.
Right.
Grape and grape flavoring to me are different.
Yeah.
Like you don't drink a grape soda and feel like it's grape. You think it's grape soda flavored.
Right.
Whereas if you drink grape juice, it tastes like squished grapes. So anyway, let's go to the next day now on Friday. We had booked ahead of time a dining package for the Garden Rock series. These are available at a majority of the restaurants within EPCOT. Akershus is not on there, but you can go out and see the full list. We tend to do this, you know, if there's something or somebody you just want to make sure you see without stress, do a dining package.
Because I love it because every time I say it, Jeremy's so right. You have to eat.
Yeah.
Like you need to eat at least once that day.
Yep.
So just eat. Like get a nice place and have that.
Yeah.
And get the dining package.
Yeah. You can then pick, so when you're booking, you can pick the 5:30, 6:45, or 8 o'clock show. Those are the 3 times that they do for Garden Rocks series. Now, some bands you have to, like Simple Plan last weekend, you probably weren't getting into any of the 3 shows possibly unless you got either a dining package or you lined up at park opening basically in the standby line. And there were people in standby that did not get in. Simple Plan is huge.
Yeah.
When you have for Food and Wine, when you have the groups like Hanson that come along, Boys to Men, you know, Candlelight Processionals, we'd always do for Neil Patrick Harris when he was there, John Stamos, Josh Gad, the Whoopi Goldbergs, you know, Brennan Freight. Like these are the ones, if you want less stress, you want to guarantee you're getting into the venue, go ahead and do a dining package.
100%.
So what did we choose and why?
Well, you did because
Yeah.
I had no idea until you told me. You chose the Le Creperie de Paris. So this is adults $56, kids are $30. This is one table service meal, and it is a prefixed menu. So originally your price is $39.95, and this is what we get to pick from for the $56.
Because they always sell this prefix menu.
Correct.
If you want. You can individually order galettes and crepes and appetizers and whatever and just pay individually. Or if you want, you can do this $39.95 deal, which is there all of the time.
Right. And as you actually discussed with somebody through Twitter or some type of something.
Apparently you can split this.
Okay.
Dylan let me know, our friend Dylan
Perfect.
had let me know that you can sit down and you can split this, which is unusual for any sort of prefix meal at Disney.
It is. And I'm going to say spoiler alert. We should do that the next time.
We'll do this next time.
But
if we're not doing a dining package, of course.
So you get a choice of a soup or a soup of the day or a salad. You get a choice of a savory crepe and then a dessert crepe, and then you are able to get a glass of hard cider, soda, or juice. Now, so weird, but you can get a soda no. Let's go back to the hard cider. You can get a hard cider for what was the highest price?
$7.95 were most of them. The highest price one was $8.95.
$8.95. But I can't get a sparkling lemonade for $6.95.
Yeah,
and
that was not included.
Remember what the sodas were. But the point is you can get a hard cider, but when I ask for a sparkling lemonade, nope.
No, that's not included in the package. That is weird.
It's very strange. But
I think for those, what they need to do is just say that there's a price, a fixed price to it, and obviously that fixed price is at most $8.95 because that was the highest price cider that would be included. So I feel like you should say any beverage that is $9 or under is included.
Correct.
Which would have been
the sparkling lemonade
thing. So, but oh well, you got a water.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I got an apple juice. I like apple juice every now and then, which was included.
Yeah.
So interesting. Hey.
So Jeremy broke down the prices. So soup du jour, soup of the day, is $9.25.
That sounds good. I'll have that.
And it was baked potato.
Yeah.
And then of course I got the salad Mason, it looks like that says, for $9.25 as well. You get mixed greens, tomatoes, red onions, and a vinaigrette. This is more of like an oil and vinaigrette because I feel like it was oily.
It was very oily.
It was very good.
Yeah.
But I was very afraid to eat a little bit too much because I didn't know what it would do to my stomach.
Yeah, do the same thing grape nuts do for old people. That's what it'll do.
But second of all, I knew we were getting 2 crepes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, let's talk about the soup and the salad. Like I said, the salad was really good and I liked it, but I didn't want to eat too much of it because I just knew we were going to eat 2 crepes.
Yeah. It was so light and refreshing.
It was.
It had really good croutons on it. I kept picking the croutons off even after you were done.
Yeah.
This is what I would expect a dish to be out in Flower and Garden at one of the booths, but maybe with the protein on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I could have seen going somewhere and it having a chicken or a steak or something on it,
or
like a grilled
fish.
steak. Yeah, like going to Trowel and Trellis and having like a grilled strip steak or something on top of this, and you would have been very, very happy with it because it was super light and refreshing.
Yes, it was.
And then the soup.
But I started to say we saved the best for last. Because even I tasted your soup and I was like, holy crap. But again, I knew I was eating. This is why, again, spoiler alert, we will share because I still had 2 crepes coming and I'm like, I'm already almost full.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, I'm good. But I took 1 bite of the soup and that was absolutely fantastic. And even our sweet French cast member said, it is the best, and she loves it.
Yeah, I absolutely loved it. I would go back for just this soup. Like, I'm sure, I guess you can walk up. I don't know if it's posted anywhere. John probably knows what their soup of the day is at the time, or how often it rotates, or if it's more of a seasonal thing. But first of all, as soon as I heard it, I was so excited.
Yes, you were.
It's got great. It's super creamy. It has good chunks of potato in it that are perfect. That kind of al dente.
It's almost like an orangey color too. So it was kind of, I guess, like had some probably like a baked potato, like, like cheese and
it may use like sour cream. I mean, obviously it had some sort of cream in it. You got the flavor of the bacon in there, and then it had the same croutons on top. Mm-hmm. When I was a kid, my mom and I would go to the mall at Lake Forest Mall, back home in Maryland, in Gaithersburg, Maryland, and there was a place called Mozzarella's, and they had baked potato soup. And every time we almost went there, if it was just my mom and I, we got it.
Nice.
And this reminded me so much of that. Aww. Like, I took a photo of it and sent it to my dad, and I was like, that place was Mozzarella's where Mom and I would go and get baked potato soup, right? And he was like, yep. And my mom, who didn't have a adventurous palate, loved this soup, so that was amazing. And then my dad was like, it was so good she wanted to lick the bowl, which, if you knew my mom, was not the bowl licking type of woman either. You know what I mean? But like, that's how good it was. And this reminded me so much of it and her. So I loved it. Yeah. It was outstanding. And then the galettes, which are their savory crepes that are made with a buckwheat flour.
Yes, it is.
So this isn't your traditional, obviously, sweet crepe like I think most people are used to.
Correct.
And it is this buckwheat.
Yes.
So what are the crepes do you want to talk about your crepe? And then I'll just talk about mine?
Yeah, sure. Mine, oh God. So there's quite a few that I'm like, man, I kind of, want this, I want that. With all this being said, I, ended on the poulet, and it is chicken bechamel cheese sauce, mushrooms and honeys for $18.50. Do you want me to just go ahead and talk about too how it was? Oh my goodness, this thing was fantastic.
And let me set it up first.
Crap,
because
it's huge.
Neither one of us were very excited about this.
No, we had very low expectations.
We picked it because it's the cheapest dining package they have, and we had not been here.
Yes.
So that was the two reasons we picked it. I've actually had this booked before, and we've canceled it, and we just.
Why?
Didn't excite us.
Oh.
Just, I don't know why, but savory crepes and all, like, we like, Lacey makes crepes here at home and they're good and all, but like, it just.
She's never made savory.
She's never made savory.
It's all sweet.
And we just, I don't know. It just wasn't something we were interested in. We were even texting our good friend Rachel the night before, like, we got to go do this dining tomorrow. And she was like, yeah, it just seems meh to me. Like, it just. And so our expectations were low.
Let's also say that I am very super unhappy that we did not have the mics to do a live dining, because this would have been an amazing, in my opinion.
I know. I wish we had recorded this one.
So I kept them with me yesterday. Because now we're on recording. I did carry them with me all day on the last day, but we'll get into that here in a little bit. So. Back to this. It is a large crepe. Yeah. And this chicken, the bechamel cheese, the mushroom sauce, the honey, all of the flavors work together. Oh, there was pesto. There's not in this.
Yeah. There's pesto in there.
I don't know why it's not on here. There was pesto sauce in it, but it was all of these combined together worked so good that this will be very hard to try to get something else, because this one was so stupid good.
Yeah.
Like, it was so like I kind of want it now, right now. Like, I'm like thinking about it. It was so good. It was so good.
It was so.
The crepe was perfect,
rich and creamy, and cheesy, and everything worked. Somebody who doesn't particularly love mushrooms, I ate every bit of this. There weren't like big chunks of mushrooms or anything in it.
Yeah.
This thing just blew my mind, and the buckwheat crepe works so well with it.
Really did.
There's a great contrast between the parts of the crepe. Like, the exterior of the crepe that's kind of folded on top stays a little bit crispy. And as the bottom gets, I feel like soggy, it seems like a negative word, but it's the only word I can think of. As that gets a little soggy, it still works because you still have this crispy exterior on the top. And I don't think I've ever had something so rich and cheesy in my life that didn't make me feel like junk after eating it.
Oh,
and
I
this
agree.
Didn't at all.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. And then we'll move on to mine. So I got the Savoyard, which is a raclette cheese, caramelized onions, bacon, and then an imported Bayonne ham like prosciutto, all ribboned on top. Normally $18.50 for these galettes. And again, this is super rich. It is super cheesy. Crazy cheese pulls coming off that raclette cheese.
Yeah, it was good. It was real good.
Yours
had a ton of onions, though.
Ton of onions.
That I even saw you kind of like.
Well, they were finely diced.
Yeah.
So it was hard to actually get them up.
I felt like you were like, I thought.
No, I wasn't trying to not eat them.
Okay.
No, it just.
Okay.
I don't even know what to say. It was so good and surprising. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if that was elevated by the fact that we had such low expectations and didn't really want to go. But I think even if we had had high expectations, this would have matched them perfectly. Like Dylan afterwards was like, "Oh, you ate there. How did you like it?" And I was like, "We absolutely loved it." And he's like, "Yeah, we love it. We go all the time." And I'm like, "Oh." But I'm kind of glad I didn't know that ahead of time. But even if I had, I think it would have met every expectation.
Yep.
I comldn't believe how good these were. And again, they're huge. And we knew we had a dessert crepe coming. And we still did major damage to these two crepes.
Yeah, we did.
And
I'm kind of glad we did, though, because I will say with how we did things with Blue October, and again,
we didn't eat again.
Spoiler alert, we
hours.
didn't eat, until we got back to our room that night. Yeah. So you're talking basically at 9:30 at night, we were able to start eating.
Right.
So honestly, I hate to say it this way, I'm glad I ate so much of both of them.
And we'll talk about the dessert ones, and I'll just kind of reiterate, we both walked away having ate a lot of food, a lot of rich food, and neither one of us felt gross.
Or running to the bathroom.
Right, yeah. Yeah, or heading for the grape nut toilet. Like, it was just, there's ones specially made. That's how much damage they do to you. No, but like, again, we both walked away going, I'm satisfied full. I'm not overly full. I don't feel gross.
Yeah.
I don't feel like, we just need to go sit or we need to just, we went and walked around because we knew how much we ate, but it wasn't like, if we had gone on Ratatouille afterwards, I don't think I would have been like, I can't go on Ratatouille. I feel disgusting. You know what I mean? Like, your face says a little bit different for you, but that's how I felt. I just couldn't believe.
I think because of the ride itself.
Yes, in general, you anyway have some issues, but it has me so. I know this is not what Enchanté is on the Disney Destiny that we're going to dine at. I understand that, but it's French food, and I am so excited for it.
Yeah.
And
I'll agree with that.
I love this.
Yeah.
We will come back for galettes.
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
Let's talk about the desserts.
Yeah. I wish we could have started with the galettes, but the dessert. So I got the palm, which is caramelized apples and a caramel beret, caramel sauce, basically. For 10. So these are $10.95 each. I think I do. Okay. So I think Jeremy has said this plenty of times. I am always that type, like joking, like if Lacey's making them, like, don't burn them. Like, I almost like my stuff a little underdone than I do overdone. Like, especially something like that. Like, I felt like if it was still a little, like, not doughy would be the right word, but still.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, mine was...
It was a tad overdone for sure.
Yeah. I don't want to say it was
not
burnt. It wasn't...
It definitely was not.
Burnt, but I don't like... Okay.
It was more overdone than mine was.
Here's the best way to explain it. You know how you go to make a marshmallow and you roast it over a fire, and some people kind of like burn it and blow it out, and it has that kind of charred taste, but not burnt. Like, it's just that's to me how it tasted.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't burnt where I was like, ugh, this is disgusting. But I was like, this is not my palate taste. Right. I do not like it. So I saw on one side it was a little darker brown. On the other side seemed to be, so I was trying to eat from there. But then once I tasted Jeremy's, I was very happier and realized that mine was a tad overdone. Because it was, mine was still pretty. Because it, again, wasn't burnt. But I did like Jeremy's better. And then I think because, so there's extras you can add to these. And ice cream is one. I think that would have, we didn't ask, obviously. I'm sure we couldn't have, but.
They would have just charged us for it. I think it would have just charged on top of the $56 per person, whatever.
But it was it would have probably taken it just to the next level.
I agree. And I'll say the same about mine. So I got the banana one, which is banana in a caramel brie sauce for same thing. It would have been $10.95. There was a whole banana in this thing.
That was good.
That was cooked down.
Yep.
It had made kind of this caramel sauce. My crepe was cooked properly.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good. It was really delicious. But I think both of them would have been taken to such a level if we had added either whipped cream or the ice cream.
Yep.
Because those are two of the options. You can also add like additional caramel sauce.
What
and
else
stuff
was
like
there? There was a
that.
few things. Yeah,
So next time, like it was, I never expected to like the savory crepe more than the sweet crepe.
Me neither. Like
But-
they had a ratatouille that I was like, ooh, I
Yeah.
want to try that. Like and then, I mean, again, worst comes to worst and I try them all. I'll come back for the poulette every time. So good.
What we'll do, I mean, we will go back
Yeah.
and we will do the prefix. We will make sure we can split it.
100%.
And we will add either ice cream or whipped cream to whatever dessert one we
Absolutely.
get. It just
Absolutely.
needed that. And again, like it came out, the bananas were still nice and warm. Like I still loved it. But to me, nothing beats that hot cold combo. You know, like you get a hot like banana Foster type thing with a cold scoop of vanilla bean ice cream or whipped cream.
Yeah.
So it just missed that. But otherwise it was still very, very good.
Yes,
We
it
were
was.
both so impressed with this place. It's gorgeous inside. It's small.
It's very small.
It feels very intimate.
Yeah.
It was not very loud. Not that it was 100% full when we were there, but it's not like it's very loud. You know, the people next to us are close enough, but not too close.
Yeah.
Which I like. The service was wonderful. I really loved it. I can't wait to go back at some point and do this again.
100%.
For sure.
100%.
All right. Get into a couple shout outs real quick. We want to go ahead and do Rhonda. I'll let you take care of these.
Yeah. So, I'm going to go ahead and say, like, after that, we this was all about Jeremy and the Blue October. So, we ended up we did get in line kind of early. We saw our friend Christy, but we did have quite a few people. Thank you, Jody, for and she's Skippity Boo on, you said
Skippy Boo on Twitter.
Thank you so much. Like, she actually got a dining package. She ate at Beer Garden and then hung out with us. And then it was super funny because she was kind of right behind when she got in line with us. She was right behind Laurie and Kaylee. And then we just kind of all ended up, the 5 of us ended up talking. We all sat together. And then to kind of skip ahead, because obviously this was the 5:30 showing. We did 5:30 dining. And then we would, as soon as it was over, we'd go straight to the standby on both other 2 shows. And Laurie and Kaylee went with us, and it was a really, really fantastic night. And then I do, sorry, Jody, that we ran out.
Yeah, we like ran out to get in standby, and then realized we're like, oh no, we didn't
and
say
I
goodbye
didn't say goodbye.
anything. Yeah.
So
we had a wonderful time.
I had a
hanging
wonderful
out
time,
with you.
and it was great.
Yeah, and then we watched the next 2 shows. And this is what I love. This seems to happen every year, that we end up like connecting with someone there. So then Kaylee and Lori just stuck. We're like, they were only going to stay for the first show.
Yeah.
And Kaylee really
I
wanted to
think, was
hear
gonna
a
see
certain song. She was thinking about staying for the second one, maybe.
The last one.
Oh, the last one. Okay.
Or something like that. But either way, the bottom line is they stuck with us all 3 shows. And then finally, shockingly, he only played I Hope You're Happy on the very last one of the very first day of the last show.
Yeah.
So
and I had told her, she was like, yeah, I just really want to hear I Hope You're Happy. And then Lori, who's with her, who is her friend, didn't really know Blue October, but knew that song. She's like, I want to hear it too.
Yeah.
And I was like, don't worry. Every time we have seen them for the past 3 years, every show, not only at Garden Rocks, but the Blue October shows that we've traveled around for, as well as the 2 Justin Furstenfeld solo shows we saw last week, they close every single show with I Hope You're Happy. They did not the first set. They did not the second set.
And
they finally did on the third.
Last one.
But they stuck with us all 3.
Yeah.
And we exchanged our social info so we can keep in touch.
Yep.
They were wonderful. We had so much fun hanging out with them.
Yep. So then Melissa and Aaron, thank you for coming up and saying hey to us and all this. we were in line every single time.
Yeah,
because that's where you can find
us.
us.
It was easy to find us.
Yeah.
If you ever want to find us during Garden Rock's Blue October, just come to one of the two lines, and then we will be in it.
Ben and his sweet family. We met and hung out with Ben when he was here for a conference of work or something, and watched Happily Ever After and really had a good time with him. And he stopped to say hi with his beautiful family, and it was super funny because poor thing. Once this comes out, it is Tuesday, and it is the high is not very high. It is cold for Florida, so that means usually when it is here, it is everywhere else. Ben and his family were supposed to get 18 to 20 inches of snow up where he lives. I know. I'm like, I was like, did he say 18?
Yeah.
He didn't say 8. No. 18. 1-8. Holy crap. That just blows my mind. Basically Delta sent him a message like, you can't get home.
Just change the flight now.
So they and the boys were super seemed very, his ages seemed like, I kind of wish that my kids like that, but they were a little bit younger than our girls, but they looked so super darn and really cute. And so it was really good talking with them. So they got to stay an extra few days, which was awesome.
Yep.
And then Brian, thank you for coming up to us as well. So
it was great. We got to connect with a ton of people.
He was also, so I hope he gets home Monday.
Yes.
His flight didn't go out until Monday, but he is somewhere up there getting all that snow too.
Snow as well.
So
Lord
of mercy.
And if anybody's getting all that snow right now, stay safe and stay indoors probably. So we'll cover that night when we did get back. And I only want to cover, we don't really cover much about food court food because a lot of times it's the same. We've had most of it, but we actually had a couple items that we had never had. So once we got back to All-Star Music
tell
that
them our
evening,
secret.
Yeah, we come up with you were in charge. I said, hey, we could probably do this.
Yeah.
In mobile order.
Jeremy said mobile order.
On the way back.
And I was like, okay. So on the way back, we were on the bus and we started to look at mobile ordering. And because he knew it could get busy, and then the cheer competition.
Yeah, I was more worried about the cheer people all getting back that same, because we've been there when there's been football or cheer or dance, and between 9 and 11 when the food courts close, it can be an absolute madhouse.
So with all that being said, we started, and this was amazing because we started ordering on the bus, and you can see on the bus, where you're at, and I know where I am on Disney property, so I'm like, all right. So here we are. I start ordering. I order fish and chips. This is beer battered cod fillet served with tartar sauce and then French fries for $12.99. And the tartar sauce is Ken's tartar sauce.
Mm-hmm. That man knows his way around a tartar.
Jeremy got the meatball sub. This is marinara, mozzarella, and Parmesan for $13.19.
Yeah, it actually came with kettle chips, like almost a Cajun spice kettle chips, which was not listed anywhere, so they were a surprise. So I ordered an extra thing of French fries. Okay. Yeah.
And they had a actual thumper carrot cake with cream cheese butter cream for $6.79. I went ahead and got also we've had it before, and I know we've talked about it, but the Stitch cupcake that had the vanilla. Or it's a vanilla cupcake with raspberry in the center. And
that's what's in the center. It's like a raspberry jam, right? Yeah,
so good.
Super good.
So good. But we got back to our, so we were about to get there, and we were going through the gate, really, and I went ahead and hit order. Mm-hmm. And then, honestly, because it wasn't shockingly crazy busy, it said, when you're here, prepare my order. So the bus doors open up. I stepped off and hit prepare my order. We walk into it, and probably not even 5 minutes later, it is ready to go. And we walk back to our room and ate it. I was very surprised at the fish and chips, and was very happily surprised. It was very good. I would get it again. It does have a little lemon, so I squeezed some of that on there and then ate it with the tartar sauce and French fries, and it was fantastic.
How many pieces?
3.
Because 3 pieces, so 3 smaller pieces. Because how would you compare it to Yorkshire? And just in flavor, Yorkshire's now doing the big old piece, but how was the flavor and the breading and all?
So compared? The breading was more of almost like a chicken tender breading, kind of, but it was good. Okay. It still was really good. but it wasn't like Yorkshire. Like,
Okay.
I probably will kind of want to go, I want Yorkshire here soon.
Sure.
But I think this was a good,
Alternative.
thank you.
Yeah.
Alternative.
Okay.
Because again, it was good. It didn't taste fishy. There was on the third one, it was a little weird. I took one bite and I don't know if it did something. And as soon as it did, because the first two were so good and clean and whatever the right words are. And again, the third one, praise God, everything was fine. I was fine and didn't get sick. But it was one of those things where I was like, is it my brain or is it really something different? So I didn't eat the entire last one, but I said, let me take another bite. And I kind of picked it apart. And then I was like, okay, yeah, it's okay. So I don't know. Like, I think my brain was playing a little funkiness, but I would get them again.
Yeah.
100%.
And the fries were the standard food court fries, though. It's not as though they were the chips like you get at Yorkshire,
correct.
the thicker cut kind of,
Right.
English.
Nope.
English chips.
Nope.
Yeah, so I had the meatball sub. This was wonderful. Had 4 meatballs in there. The bun stayed nice and soft and warm. It had... So listen, everyone, I swear I'm going to get this microphone cord fixed soon. It has been so hectic. I got everything working from the episode that we had an error with, and then as I was editing this episode down, I saw where there was another point where it cut out. So I will get this fixed before our next show. So we lost a little bit here of me talking about the meatball sub, but I'll sum it up. It was delicious. I loved it. I would get it again. Next, we moved on to doing the walk-up at Regal Eagle for Saturday's concert and dining package. And so we're just going to kind of hop right back into that where things picked back up while we were recording. We got there at around 11 or so a.m. We waited outside in line for a few people before they brought us inside.
They fixed it so, like Jeremy said, they brought us in. They asked, they started going down the line, which like shows we needed. They gave us a little card. They brought us in. They put us along the wall. Then that's when they did the opening ceremony. And then they put us to one regular, our own register, and we were able to order. So you have to order all your food right then and there.
Yep.
To get your Garden Rocks tickets.
Yes.
But if you were like, hey, I want a 5:30 and an 8:30 p.m. showing.
8 p.m.
Showing. Then you could buy 2 meals.
Yeah. But you're getting all that food right
You are
then.
getting all that food right then. And here's the good news. They will like wrap it. You can get it to go basically.
Yeah.
One guy was like, I'm going to get 2 and I'm going to eat one later, which was fantastic because as we just said, we ate now. At this point, we're eating at 11:10, yes, on Friday morning, and 11:45 on Saturday, and we don't eat again until 9:30 at night.
Yeah.
So it actually was kind of like, that's really cool.
Yeah. And if you're wondering otherwise why anybody would order and do dining packages for multiple shows, it's because we're all crazy.
We did not.
We did not, but
other people did, and it was great.
But it was cool when we were standing out front. Juan, who was amazing, who was, I'm guessing, one of the managers there, was outstanding. I mean, again, the fact that they took notice that Friday didn't go great because they weren't expecting the crowds.
Yeah.
They do this for Simple Plan and, Hanson and the big people. And so we were like, so is Blue October moving up the list to the big people? And they're like, I think they might.
Yep.
So I think, again, but the fact that within 24 hours, less than that really, overnight, they said, hey, we need to implement the plan that we use for the bigger bands.
Correct.
And the bigger crowds tomorrow. Yep. And they got it done. This was seamless. And it went so well.
Yes. From,
again, handing us those little time cards outside to say this is what, so we can keep track of what shows, to seating us inside along the wall, to selecting a one of the folks in our big old group to do the opening ceremony and ring the bell, to walking us to the single register where they would only take our meals while they're letting the other diners come in. It was seamless. They did such a wonderful job.
Yep.
I was super impressed.
And so these are $36 per person for adults and $21 for kids. And our total was basically like $75.
Yeah.
which was fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, and here you got to think, not only do you obviously save on the cost of the meal, because it is a $36 meal, as opposed to the other cheapest meal for reservations at $56. You don't have to tip.
Right.
Because it's not a sit-down table service, so you save that money as well.
Yep.
So just things to think about. Now, and we'll talk about the food, but if you show up this morning for Simple Plan or Hanson, one, they might not even have them. I mean, they might not even have them. If they sell enough of regular dining experience packages, they might not even have these, or you're going to be faced with a really long line. My impression was always that you could go up, because we didn't know how it worked, and it's another reason we wanted to do it.
Right.
My impression was you could go up when the park opened and say, I would like to purchase a dining package for this. It's same day, and they might go, okay, here's whatever. You come back when you're ready to eat.
Right.
No. They don't even let you start. Now they're going to keep a board outside that is going to show you if it's sold out for that time show or not.
And I will say that I went in later to get some water, because they do have the drink fountain there that I could fill my water bottle up with water. And there was the 5:30 show and the 8 show sold out. And then the middle show it said limited availability.
Yeah. They always say limited availability. It's either that or sold out.
Okay. Well, then it said that, and I guess that middle show is not completely
So you
out.
could, if you're thinking, we eat breakfast every morning at the resort, we don't want to eat at 11:45 a.m.
Yeah.
You could go at 3 p.m.
Correct.
But you risk one of those being sold out. So
Correct.
now somebody could have walked at 3 p.m. that day and still gotten the 6:45 show, eaten their meal. They would have been fine.
100%.
But it's just the risk that you run.
100%.
So let's talk about what we ordered, because what comes with this $36, of course, is your guaranteed seating into the Garden Rock show of your choice.
Yep.
You get an entree.
Yep.
With a side, and then you get a dessert.
Correct.
As well as one beverage.
Correct.
They can actually trade that one beverage, he said,
can.
for an alcoholic beverage if you so choose. Yeah.
Or a frozen blueberry lemonade.
They can, because that's what I got. So I asked.
Yes.
And it was very delicious.
Yes.
It reminds me
it was good.
A lot of the non-frozen lavender lemonade that they sell at Golden Outpost over at Magic Kingdom next to Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Yes.
Just a little bit of hint of blueberry, and it's frozen, but I really enjoyed it. So what did you get for your entree?
So I was excited because I was like, okay, they have burgers, right? And Jeremy was like, yeah. And I say burgers. They have one. It is a barbecue burger. So I was like, that is what I'm going to get. I'm kind of excited. This was a 3rd-pound Angus burger on garlic toast topped with barbecue pork, lettuce, tomato, garlic aioli, and a fried onion ring served with your choice of side. The sides were like fries and onion rings and baked beans and mac and cheese. And was there
Brewmaster fries,
more?
which were covered in beer cheese and scallions or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there might have been one more fruit type.
Oh, yeah,
vegan
watermelon.
option. Watermelon. No, that was on the desserts.
Oh,
watermelon
no.
slices
Are you
was
sure?
under desserts. Yeah.
Okay.
It might have been a side as well.
Anyways, the point is that I went ahead and got onion rings. But when I ordered this burger, I asked the guy if I could actually have the barbecue pork on the side. And he said, yeah, which I was like, yes, I was very excited about that. And then I went ahead and got the onion rings, and it was funny because I thought the onion ring would have been like on the burger, but they actually just kind of put it on top of the sandwich. So then I kind of took it off and felt like I just had regular side of onion rings total. But, so I sat down and then, and then we had, so that was my side. And then the dessert was banana pudding. My burgers for $15.49 for that, and then my banana pudding was $5.49. And so my burger, when I took the first of all, this sweet Michael cast member, older gentleman, probably
Michael
older than my daddy.
Michael eats grape nuts.
Yes,
yeah,
I would say older than my daddy.
He was so sweet,
so cute, adorable.
I left cast compliments for all these. Please go into,
yes.
Not only should you be nice to cast members in general, but when you have an opportunity, go into My Disney Experience under that main menu. When you click the little hamburger at the bottom right, scroll down. Unfortunately, it takes a while to get to. hit cast compliment.
Yeah.
Just be as detailed as you can. If you obviously want to take note of their name, but it's optional, which is funny because there's nowhere to be like, well, describe the person,
Right.
So there's name. There's also hometown. We haven't done a good job of making sure we get their hometown, but just be detailed in leaving that cast compliment. Disney does stuff with that. They will let that cast member know. So just please do that any chance you get. And I made a point this weekend to do as many as I could.
Yes. So while I was taking my first bite, Michael was kind of like near us and talking with us. And when I did, even Jeremy asked if my burger was okay. And Michael was like, I can take care of that for you. This was a very, let me just say, well done burger.
Yeah.
Was a little disappointing, but also my brain works like Lacey's, and there's times when if it's pink in the middle, I'll be like, is this done? Am I okay? So, because steak's different, I understand that.
Yeah.
Burgers, sometimes.
But you get if you're at a burger joint, you want to choose a doneness. If you're at a quick service restaurant, you probably don't. You know what I mean? They've got to cook them well done, obviously.
So that's where my brain was. And honestly, with the tomato, the garlic aioli, the Texas toast it was on, I thought it was fine. The burger still tasted good. It just wasn't as tender and as what I would have loved it to be. Mm-hmm. And the only reason I told Michael no is literally because I was like, no, because what if I get something and then I'm like, well, is this done enough? And then I'm like, so it was good. I love that I put the pulled pork on the side. The pulled pork was actually shockingly really good.
This pulled pork,
I would have gotten this.
If I had sat down at, and I know people are going to be like, no way. But, and again, this was our experience at Regal Eagle.
100%.
This was our individual experience at this time.
Yep.
If I had sat down at Polite Pig and they had served me this same pulled pork, I wouldn't have questioned it.
Yeah. It was really good.
It was really good. It was cooked perfectly. It was tender.
Yep.
The seasoning on the outside, and we got some of the bark pieces. I thought it was outstanding.
Yep.
I was blown away. I didn't need sauce for it at all.
Right.
And they have all their different sauces in their sauce station. We
Yep.
got
and
all of them and whatever, but it didn't need it. I couldn't believe how good this pork was.
I tried one with it and then some without it.
Yeah.
And it was nice because it just aside on in a boat, and we just ate it with our fork. And I thought it was really good. I ate my entire burger, so again, it was fine.
Yeah.
My sides, the onion rings were just standard onion rings, but they were good.
They're good. They're your standard frozen onion rings, but they're done exactly how they need to be done.
They were great.
I buy frozen onion rings and I make them at home. Sometimes they're pretty good, but they're still not as good as this, I feel like. So whatever, they know the times, they know the temps to get them absolutely perfect, I feel like.
And then the banana pudding. I mean, you can't mess up banana pudding unless you're really trying to mess up banana pudding.
Like, yeah.
It was fantastic.
Yep.
It was great.
Yeah.
I loved it.
It's perfectly layered.
100%.
Just like a banana. I mean, again, this is your backyard Aunt Sally's banana pudding.
Yep.
That every year somebody goes, hey, is Aunt Sally bringing her banana pudding?
Yep.
Yay, she is.
Yep.
It was great.
Absolutely.
Vanilla wafers on top, layered throughout, real bananas in there. The whipped cream and all the pudding, everything I thought was excellent with it. So perfect dessert.
Yep.
I went ahead and got the sliced Texas beef brisket sandwich. So this is house smoked beef brisket sandwich on garlic toast. I chose the mac and cheese as my side. I really like their mac and cheese.
Yes.
It's not a standard mac and cheese you get anywhere else.
Right.
I feel like they're using maybe some white cheddar in there as well, so it's a little lighter color.
Again, it's like, hey, is Ginger bringing her mac and cheese?
And
she
like,
is. Yay, because it's good.
It's got a nice little crispy
100%.
crust on top.
100%.
So I think this will make most mac and cheese people happy.
Yeah.
Is it Art Smith's mac and cheese?
No.
No, of course it's not. It's Regal Eagle quick service in
Correct.
EPCOT. So it's perfectly fine though, and
the
I really
reason
enjoy it.
Jeremy chose the beef brisket is I believe we were talking to somebody like the day before, and somebody actually said, shockingly, the beef brisket is pretty good.
Yeah.
And I said that to Jeremy, and he was like, all right, I think I'm going to go with that.
Yeah.
So now, what did you think?
So if I had sat at Polite Pig and was served this beef brisket sandwich, I would have questioned it slightly. But sitting at Regal Eagle, a quick service restaurant inside of EPCOT, I don't question it. It was perfect for a sandwich.
Good.
You wouldn't have eaten this most likely on its own, but it was very thin sliced, which was smart because that keeps it more tender. But yeah, it was layered and stacked high with beef brisket. And now I did want sauce on this. It comes with a little smattering of sauce.
Okay.
But I went ahead and put more of their smokehouse sauce on it.
Okay.
It comes on that garlic bread toast, the Texas toast. That's delicious. So I actually really enjoyed it for what it was. To me, this would be like going to Arby's and getting a beef brisket sandwich from them.
Really?
Yeah, Arby's has good sandwiches, dude.
Well, this just goes to show how much I know because some was hanging off of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I took a bite up and I thought, well, that's pretty good in my opinion.
Yeah, I think they're doing a perfect job with what they're doing. Again, I can't expect, I know Polite Pig is a quick service. It's still, we always forget Polite Pig when we talk about quick services. Because it blows my mind that it's considered a quick service. Because that's how good the quality in food is.
Yeah.
So, yes, if I'd gone to Polite Pig, I might have been disappointed in this sandwich. But I knew where my expectations stood.
Yeah.
And it met those. I would go and I would get this again. I would get now maybe not the burger. And again, yours was still a theme park burger. It really was a theme park burger.
They're
dressing it up a lot.
Right. And I would probably get it again and have it the exact same way.
Do you think there would have been a difference if you kept the pulled pork on top, other than it obviously being a much larger sandwich? But do you think that might have changed your overall impression of it? No?
No.
You think it would have brought down the pork because you would have had it with those items, whereas the pork stood alone on its own?
100%.
I'd get a pulled pork sandwich there next time I go.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
Yeah.
But I would also get this again. With the mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Or the onion rings.
And then your dessert.
And then I got the s'mores bar. This is the one, I can't remember what festival it was from last year. But this is the one I remember John
I want to say
us.
America.
No, but I mean which actual festival? Yeah, it was. No, it wasn't even in America. It was over where Yacht and Beach Grub are right now for this festival.
Okay.
I can't remember if it was arts, food and wine, whatever it was, but it's this s'mores bar.
Okay.
And I remember John telling us that the Disney chefs were kind of like, hey, we're hoping this is going to be the next big thing that people want all the time, and they want it festival after festival. Well, they brought it here. It's fudge brownie, dark chocolate, toasted meringue, and smoked graham cracker for $5.49 normally.
And this is the one that you think like, oh, I'm gonna bite,
you expect
and it's
the
gonna
outside
be
to be a hard chocolate,
everything's
but
soft.
it's soft. But I don't know what it was about this one. I liked this one a lot more than I remember liking the other one.
Okay.
So obviously it's been a while.
Yeah.
So chances are they've maybe developed the recipe a little bit.
Maybe.
But I would get this again too. This
Would
dessert.
you?
Now I most likely would get the banana pudding because I like it more. This was a great dessert.
I think, and I agree. I think if it was something like, hey, I just want like a side of fries and maybe, or the fries with the cheese, and then something like this where I think the banana pudding did better because again, you think of backyard and barbecue, whereas this be fudge brownie and then you have dark chocolate. It's just almost like too heavy to end with.
It's like a summer dessert after eating barbecue.
Right.
I think that makes perfect sense.
So I took a bite or two and then I was like, I want the banana pudding.
Yeah.
So I finished that and it was great. And then we were full. And then this day we actually just sat with Christy and Tyree and Meredith and Heather and Beth and Jeremy, which we would call him like, I never called him Jeremy. I called him Jay, right? Because Beth did at one point.
Dana.
But then, and Dana.
Yep.
And then I'm like, who else? And Sean, he wasn't there to that day because he was hanging out with Jay, which was Dana's best friend from high school. Yeah. Amy finally came over. This is our blue family that now, like, we're all friends on Facebook now. It is just so great. They are such great people. Yeah. And that vibe is so good. They've got great vibes.
Yeah. I mean, we got in the Garden Rocks dining package line at noon.
We did.
For the 5:30
showing.
And yeah, we sat.
Yes.
We
laughed,
were
those crazy
we
people.
chatted. We shared.
We got rained on.
We laughed some more.
Yes.
And
it was wonderful.
And these are the same folks that come year after year that we haven't connected with. Because honestly, a lot of that was me. I'm finally at a place in my life where I've really am valuing these relationships and I'm placing them above other things. I think in the past I didn't want to sit with the folks as much because I just didn't feel comfortable in my own skin. Now I do. And I'm so glad we did. I got to say, not only, and we're going to wrap this up because we don't want to bore you with Blue October details, but not only were these probably the best shows that I can remember going to from them, but it was the best overall experience because of the people that we connected with. And we're already, they're going to announce a new tour here around October, a U.S. tour after they hit Europe. And we're all already, I bet, going to end up, and these are people from all over the country.
Yep.
Some that are semi-local, folks like Christy or who from Chicago area, and we'll all end up getting back together. And if we don't between now and next Garden Rocks, we know that we will then.
Yep.
And so it was just an incredible weekend. We had a blast. I look forward to this every year.
Yep.
Did
all 6 shows.
Yeah, did all 6 shows. So if there is an artist, a musician at one of these festival concerts that you want to see, go see them. And again, go support them.
Yep.
Because they get, they come back year after year, and I know these bands really enjoy it. This isn't like any other show for most of them.
Yeah.
And they need your support as well to make sure that Disney does bring them back.
100%.
And a lot of these bands will bring their families with them, and they'll make a little vacation out of it. And, it might be the only time they get to do it every year between touring and writing and recording. So go support them. Get the dining package if you want to make sure you got that guarantee seat. Meet some people. Talk with some people. You at least got a band in common, and usually you got Disney as well, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
So if you want to hear about everything else we got coming up soon, we'll have a couple more bracket challenges leading up to Final Four weekend, as well as who knows what else, some other fun episodes. And of course, our Disney Destiny trip in about 5 weeks or something now.
Oh my gosh, we check in today.
Oh.
This comes out.
Oh, on Tuesday. Okay,
and
when this comes out, we check in, right?
It's either Tuesday or Wednesday.
Okay. All right, we'll get all checked in. But if you want to hear all about that, you got to hit subscribe. You get brand new episodes every single Tuesday and Friday. Of course, Rhonda and I, we would be so very thankful if you could please leave us a rating and review.
Because it helps our show grow.
And that's all we've got. We'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.